So your friend Brad is giving you shit because you let a girl go that you should have kept talking to. You both were talking to two girls and you let them go without getting their number. They went to the bathroom, they said they'd be back, they didn't come back, and your friend Brad was giving you shit all night because you never got her number, and you could have multiple times. And now she's gone and you'll never see either of them ever again, you or your friend Brad. Your friend Brad's giving you shit, and you're just like, haha, like laughing it off. But then he gives you shit one too many times, and you're just like, you know what? We never would have talked to those girls if it wasn't for me, okay? I went over there and I started the conversation. Quit giving me shit about it. And then you guys end up in a fight, and he apologizes. Hey, look, man, I didn't mean to. I'm just a little drunk. I'm just having fun. Like, I didn't mean to, And then you feel kind of bad. You're like, oh, because you got all defensive. And now your friendship's ruined, and you guys don't talk to each other anymore. That actually happened to me, and it was all because I got defensive. And that was about 2 years ago, right before all this stuff. And I can tell you why that happened. Just doing some introspection and some reflection, I can tell you why I get defensive, and maybe it'll be relatable to you. Maybe it'll help you. Maybe this will be entertainment to you. Maybe it'll be a learning experience, a learning video. I don't know. So I was thinking earlier, why did I get so defensive? My friend was just giving me shit. He was just giving me shit. That's what guys do. He was like, Troy, we were out, we were having fun, drinking a little bit. And he was just like, Troy, you shouldn't have let that girl get away before you got her number. We were talking about going on a double date with her and her friend and you and me. Oh man, Troy. And he was kind of like smirking as he was saying it. And I just got like kind of butthurt about it. I got a little defensive. And I thought about it. I was thinking about it this morning, and I was like, why did I get defensive? Because my friend came into my mind, and I was like, when was the last time we talked? Oh, that was the last time we talked in person or like hung out. And I basically showed to him and the group of friends that we were with that I couldn't take a joke or couldn't take some shit. I wasn't giving shit back. I wasn't like laughing it off. I think the reason it was a big deal for me was I just really actually deep down cared about being a guy who gets a girl like that's number. So if you check out the other videos on this channel, I've talked a lot about overcoming social anxiety by putting myself in a lot of social situations, becoming more confident with who I am, speaking my mind more, and just having an overall positive attitude about embracing who I am and connecting with other people. And I developed sort of an ego as being like that guy who can just, walk up to a girl and just start talking to her, start a conversation. How's it going? And I started to develop an ego about that. Like, I started to really be proud of myself for being that guy. And when you develop an ego around that stuff, I was talking a big game, and I was like acting like the guy who would just like initiate conversations with people. How's it going? Good. I really think I should challenge myself to talk in these videos in like downtown, because I come out to nature because it's easy for me to just like free flow when I'm talking to a camera because there's not many people around. And I just like nature. Nature has a way of doing that. Just to like be the guy holding a camera like this and like talking to it about certain topics that I might be a little bit shy talking about because I'm kind of being vulnerable in a lot of these, videos. What was I talking about? See, if I was used to talking in these videos, like with people walking by and stuff, that wouldn't have fazed me. Like a biker and like a couple walking by. It's something that I need to practice. So I ended up just realizing more recently, I need to not really take myself too seriously. And I feel like I haven't been taking myself too seriously because I've been getting less and less defensive lately, but I really would get defensive a lot about, like, you know, just being a guy who is confident, being a guy who can just walk up to a girl, talk to her, or just like meet anybody. You know, we develop these identities. We have an idea of who we are, and if that's like threatened, like, oh, you should have done this, you should have got that girl's number, Troy, you're confident enough to do that, and it's like, oh, duh, I would have, duh. You know, that's pretty obvious, but like, the thing I want to get across in this video is I came to a realization today when I was really pondering on that thing that happened 2 years ago with my friend, and I realized that really mattered to me, that girl walking away. It mattered to me more than him. He was just giving shit to me about it. I was the one who got defensive. And it was because I was placing so much importance on it, because that, whether or not I got that girl's number, placed, like, it like determined if I was being that guy that I thought that I was, or that I said that I was. Getting a girl's number one night or not getting her number is a very small problem to have. You know, I realized lately I needed to take my life a little bit more seriously, like where I'm going, my vision, my purpose, like what am I doing on this earth? What can I actually contribute? What do I actually contribute? You know, like on this YouTube channel or in the business that I'm building with my friend, it's revolved around helping men become more confident, mostly in the area of like talking to women. On this YouTube channel, it's mostly just helping people become more confident, open up, live their truth, and not be ashamed to live their truth, and just literally become more confident and better connect with people, and I guess not take themselves too seriously and just embrace who they are. If you're like me in that moment 2 years ago where you're taking a small thing way too seriously, and in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't even matter, and then somebody kind of teases you about it, or somebody, you know, points it out, and you're getting really defensive about it, I think that means that you really care. You really, really care. Like I said, I really, really cared about my self-image of being like this confident guy, and my friend giving me shit about the fact that I didn't get this girl's number, and it was like my fault. Like, that really, really irked me, which showed that was really important to me. So I think the conclusion that I made today, just thinking about this and wanting to make this video, was like, had I been focusing on bigger problems than whether or not I got a girl's number in a moment, had I had a focus and a vision for my life and like where I was headed, and I was really connected to that in that moment, I wouldn't have gotten so defensive that night. At least I don't think so, because if I think about times in my life where I didn't get defensive at all at things and I wasn't taking myself too seriously, like when I was 19, 20, 21, and my friends were like calling me awkward and stuff. I think it was 19 actually. Everybody was calling me awkward, and I swear, like the moment I just started calling myself awkward too, and was like, you know what, it's not a bad thing actually. I started like looking up YouTuber, like this YouTuber Lof, LAHWF. Like I started watching his channel for my friend Nate's recommendation in college. My college friend told me to watch him. It's like, yeah, dude, this dude's awkward. It's not really a bad thing. And I had somebody to kind of like look at and be like, oh, I guess it's okay if I'm like awkward. And from then on, I never got defensive when people called me awkward. And guess what? More people wanted to talk to me, even though I was awkward, because I wasn't getting defensive about it. I wasn't making it weird that I was awkward. I was just accepting who I was. So that's a big thing, is like accepting who you are, but also getting bigger problems, you know? Like these little things that we get defensive about on the day-to-day, like, okay, if you're building a big business or something, or one of your, like something happens with one of your family members, or a really, really important relationship in your life, you should be very irked by that, because that's very important stuff. But if it's like one moment, like one little thing, you know, why is that irking you so much? So the moral of the story here is get bigger problems. And one way that you can do that is you can start writing out what kind of life you want to have, who you want to be, where you want to be in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, like ambitious fucking goals, so that every day you wake up and these little problems are just challenges that can help you get there. You know, like for me, approaching a girl and getting rejected was like a little thing that was making me that much stronger for being that really confident guy that I wanted to be in the future. And had I been connected with that purpose at the time that, you know, I kind of fucked up this friendship and got really defensive, had I been aligned with that goal, I would have taken my friend giving me shit. I would have taken that girl, you know, going away and like me missing an opportunity to get her number and her not coming back. I would have taken that as an opportunity to like, it's like, oh, boom, a hit. Okay, now what? Move forward. Because like you're headed somewhere. You're headed somewhere. In 10 years, you want to be really fucking confident. You don't want to be fazed by stuff like that. You're supposed to gently swirl kombucha. Oh. It's really fizzy. Feel good about drinking cola. I don't know if I already said this at the last clip. If this video resonated with you, let me know what resonated with you about it. If you have any tips on how to be less defensive, share them with me. Because I'm acting like I figured it out. Like, be in alignment with your purpose, have bigger problems, focus on your vision. I'm acting like I have it figured out. But I guess we'll see. I'm going to title this video, Am I Defensive? I'm not going to title it How to Not Be Defensive anymore, because I still have to test everything that I'm saying right now. So share your thoughts in the comments. Spread your thoughts. Conversation is good. Let's all have different opinions and not be defensive. Let's start conversation and not be defensive. Peace. Buddy, you know you're just hanging out on a human, right? You're just hanging out on a human's finger. Don't know if he's aware. I got all freaked out when I saw his little antenna. I kept thinking he was gonna poke me like a mosquito, but then I looked it up on Google, and apparently butterflies and moths can't bite because they don't have teeth or a jaw. They just have a little straw-like antenna thing. So I guess he was just sensing me with his antenna. Oh, easily startled today. Whenever you're easily startled, do something courageous.